right, Metal Monday, man, and we are 2 green Mondays in a row.
Let's go.
Green Eagled one. Happy about that. Like, I think most people in our neck of the woods were going for the Eagles because people start to just get sick of winners, which I never let myself do that to Tom Brady, but I kind of let myself do that to the Chiefs. You have a reason to not like the Chiefs already.
Yeah, I'm a Raiders fan.
Yeah, I've
like them.
I've
hated the Chiefs since day one. Right?
But me, I'm indifferent. But I wanted to see some new blood.
I always say it goes back to like everybody loves an underdog, right? So they cheer for the underdog. Because people love to tear you down as much as they love to build you up. Mm-hmm. And like as a society, right or wrong, but that's the way it goes. Like the Chiefs didn't win shit for a long time. Like, and then they finally caught. They got a coach, they got a quarterback, they got some pieces in place, and all of a sudden, they're winning. So, which at the beginning, it's great. People I think like that. I mean, I didn't as a Raiders fan, but I think that some people do. So it's like anything, right? Like it's a build you up to break you down, and right or wrong, that's the way it is. And I was happy to see the Eagles win that game.
Oh, it whooped them, dude. It wasn't even close.
And I'm usually like, hey, I just want to see a good game. Like that's always like my mantra. Like I want to make it an event like that's entertaining. But I was kind of like enjoying just watching them get their ass kicked.
Oh, I loved it. That
up and down both sides. Like it was just the whole thing. I was like, all right. Like I slept like a baby last night.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But that being said, tell us what Copper's been doing for a week. For about a week
just
and a half.
Just a straight tear. Chad Ellerbrock and I did our Bulls versus Bears. I posted the video. We talked about it. It was 4/25, the first Monday of this month, and we were, kind of talking about, it's been kind of on where's it going to go? And, Copper's usually kind of an indicator for the general market. That's why it's called Dr. Copper. And it went from that day, from 407 to 420, something like that. So to start the month off, and then it just has went on an absolute tear.
We're 470 right
470 today. On Friday, this is like, I saw the market up and it was up big, and it was like the highest copper had been in months. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. So I priced a load of copper chops, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, that felt pretty good. And then this morning I got up and I'm like, well, fuck. Nothing like leaving 12 cents. And that's just today. Like if the thing keeps going, which, hey, they make more copper, we'll recycle more, the pricing
we'll
is
buy
what
more
it is.
Copper.
But you feel kind of good when you hit a good lick like that. But then the next day when you get up and it's just, and you're like, man, if I just would have waited one more day, right? Or one more week or one more whatever.
Yeah. So
to anybody else that's held copper and that you saw it coming, good for you. Like I'm happy for you. I hope you win. And at 470, that's a hell of a number but I genuinely think the bullishness in commodities, especially base metals commodities, is rooted in the optimism of the country. Mm-hmm. And some of this has to do with the tariffs, right? Some of this has to do with, Trump announcing yesterday, like, I'm putting 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum, which obviously he didn't say copper, but I think that, you can see that there's a lot going on in this world right now, and there's a lot going on in America, and there's a lot going on with commodities. So I think that volatility is here to stay.
Well, that being said, I think, you sold it on Friday. Was it early? Yeah, hindsight's 20/20. It's, the old mantra, you can't get too high or too low on yourself. Like, how many, you've had probably a ton of those where you sold it and then you did see it go like this. But, it's each good sell. It's still a good sell, like, especially when it's volatile. Because then you're straight, to me, you're straight gambling.
You're gambling.
Because you're, if it's that volatile and like I honestly thought we'd wake up to down 10. Just because of the run it was on. You seem to see like a adjustment at some point.
Yeah.
But it didn't come. It ain't today. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just think that there's a lot of. I mean, it's cold outside here right now in Idaho. I mean, it's fucking 10 degrees.
It's really
whatever.
cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be colder tomorrow, and then I think eventually towards the end of the week, maybe next week, it starts to warm up a little bit. But I mean, you're seeing ferrous markets are up this month, right? And obviously, aluminum, copper is up. PGMs were up this morning. So I think people are starting to kind of feel the optimism that we've been talking about now for a few months. And if this precludes what's going to happen going into springtime, I think that we're in for some good commodities markets. We're in for some good scrap markets, and if I hope we are, not just for us, but for our customers. Like, I hope that they get to realize some of this. If the markets are up, we all win. I really believe that. So we'll see what happens.
That value gets shared with the customers, of course, and some of our customers might not love really high metal prices because they're buying new, know, and some are straight like demo guys. Like, to them, it's they do like a high market. It depends what field you're in, So your electricians, like, I talk to the owners of those companies. They don't like high copper because then they gotta go buy high copper.
If they've already bid jobs.
Yep.
And then they have to go and buy at market pricing or whatever. Like,
they might have
not every company is big enough where they can hedge their copper purchases.
No.
Like, there's plenty of electrical, plenty of plumbers, plenty of people that HVAC guys that are kind of beholden to these markets that can see dramatic price increases and not be able to pass it on. Like, we're in the business, like, if there's a dramatic price increase on the scrap side, we get to pass it on to our customers. Not everybody gets that opportunity, right? So it's, but you also got to tell your customer it's going down, like, when it's going down.
I've had
that knife does cut both ways.
I like making the phone call like, "Hey, good news, copper, everything's up."
Yeah.
The other phone call not as fun. That's a Friday phone call. I wait for Friday to make those.
So if Nick's calling you on Friday, then be cautious about answering your phone.
If I call you on Monday, it's good news. Well, thank you, Brett. Thank you, everyone. We'll keep watching it. We'll keep being here every Monday, and feel free to
see where this train goes. See how this ride, what happens. But it looks like it's gonna be interesting. So, like I said, buckle up and let's go.
Yeah, we'll see if we hit 5. We'll let you know.
If we do, that'll be a good day.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Take care.